An application programming interface, or API, is a software component that offers a service to other pieces of software through a set of rules and functions that define how two or more computer programs can communicate with each other. Its goal is to allow resources and information to be shared while maintaining an increased level of security and control by hiding the implementation details. More broadly, it can be seen as a collection of tools that developers can use to implement functionalities without having to know the underlying mechanisms of the system it relies on. In that sense, a web service is a type of API that makes a resource available on the internet by listening to incoming requests on a specific port and serving web documents such as HTML, JSON, or XML using the World Wide Web protocols such as HTTP and messaging protocols such as REST. So, since the microservice we'll be building in this course will integrate a RESTful API, let's briefly discuss the representational state transfer and the principles behind it. The representational state transfer, often abbreviated REST, is a type of software architecture that defines a set of constraints or principles designed to guide the development of network-based applications and more specifically client-server applications. It focuses on the usage of uniform interfaces, the independent deployment of components, and the creation of a layered architecture. Beyond that, the REST principles have been widely accepted by the industry as a standard for creating stateless and reliable web APIs called RESTful APIs. In order for a web service to have an API that's considered RESTful, it must align with the following REST principles. The access to its resources should go through a uniform interface, which means that all of the API requests for the same resource should look the same no matter which client they come from, whether it's a browser, an Android app, or a script running on a Linux server. The client and the server must be completely decoupled, as the only thing the client should know in order to access a resource is its unified resource identifier. The API must be stateless, as each request sent by the client is considered unique and must therefore contain all of the necessary information for the server to process at once. And on the other hand, resources sent by the server must be cacheable on the client side unless explicitly indicated in order to improve the performance so that the client doesn't request the same data repeatedly if it's not expired. Finally, it must allow for a layered architecture, which means allow a request or a response to go through several layers like security, cache, or load balancing without being modified and without the client being aware of it.